So hello fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And sometimes pain means, well done, keep going. And specifically in the example that I have in my head, I used to try to run, jog, because it's good for you, it's healthy. It's good for your bones. The impact of running triggers the cells in your bones, I believe, to create more bone. So it means that your bone density is going to increase. So if you fall, for example, you're not going to break a hip if you're at that age or something like that. Anyway, when I used to try to run, I didn't have anybody telling me what it would feel like or what I would be going through. And to be perfectly honest, there wasn't a whole lot of resources to find that out, about what to expect and how it would feel, and that you'd have to go through pain. So, seeing as I was starting from a place where I didn't run very often, what would happen would be I would feel, my chest hurt a little bit, there's discomfort, and I would get some pain in my side sometimes. And for me, it was like, hey, pain, it's not good. Probably shouldn't be doing this. In addition to the fact that I wasn't really sure, I guess, how to make a new habit, and to the fact that habits are about doing something over and over and over again and putting aside the time to do that. So as a result, like I said, the pain or the discomfort would put me off of continuing to run. And one of the good things about joining the reserves is that in the army, people push you. They don't want to hear that you have to stop or that you're feeling pain or discomfort. And yeah, that can lead to people dying sometimes. Thankfully, not very often, but it can happen. But for the rest of us who don't die and who aren't incredibly injured, because unfortunately that can happen as well. I was looking at a TED talk where this general was talking about how they had these catastrophic injuries, these serious injuries in boot camp for some of the people coming in, and how they managed to reduce that, because of course these surgeries and everything else, rehabilitation, is going to be really expensive. Anyway, getting pushed and learning that the pain and the discomfort is just a part of jogging. And in some ways, it doesn't really ever go away. It's just something that you have to deal with. At one point, and this would be something that I've mentioned before, I really wanted to try and be the fastest that I could be. Like one of these runners, one of these long distance runners. Of course, as I would have mentioned in this video from a long time ago, what I realized is that that wasn't a cause that I really wanted to, it wasn't a goal that I really wanted to achieve, because it would mean that I would have to lose my biceps, my triceps, and all these other things that were eating up oxygen based on a finite lung capacity that I would have. So I realized, it is, maybe I can do a 6-minute mile or something like that, but below that, I'm just going to make changes to my body that I don't really want. But that whole idea of pain, just in a way, just being a companion, is something that I hadn't really known for myself, from an older male, because normally it isn't females that would tell you that pain is something that is a companion, and pain is something that might be telling you, hey, well done, keep going, because it is, you know. And I'm glad that I was able to learn that. Of course, there's a lot of times when pain is the guy that tells you, hey, 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 slow down, stop, don't do that anymore. And the way that you know the difference is because that kind of pain is the pain that's increasing, or the pain that doesn't go away when you expect it to. I was listening to one of these guys who's a Mr. Olympia. He has had the most number of Mr. Olympia titles, more than anybody else. I think it's like 8 or something. And he was saying that, when he would work out, it would pain, his back might pain him for a couple of hours, but eventually it would go away. And the one time, his pain didn't go away. And it turned out that he had a herniated disc or something like that. And eventually he had to have surgery on his back, on almost every single vertebrae in his back actually. So I guess pain was his companion, but and even though it still works out, I guess he didn't learn to understand what, too much pain was. And myself, I've gone through the same thing. I can't say that I love exercising like he says he loves it. I didn't like it, but I was committed to exercising. So when I felt like I couldn't anymore, I still felt like I needed to continue exercising, to the point where, like him, one day it was that I could barely move my arm. Just brushing my arm against my body hurt, because I didn't listen to my arm when it said, listen, this is getting worse. And pain can basically lead to things that make you proud. I'm proud of the changes that I've made in my body. And even when I didn't really understand that pain was a companion, and pain was a sign that things are changing and maybe happening for the better. I remember I still have something that I'm proud of as a result of that. I remember my school had a half marathon. They call it a walkathon. And they'd have it every year, and this one kid who you would win every year. I don't know what he won. I think it was a trophy. So I guess I didn't miss out on much. But so one year I decided, okay, I'm going to enter. And, my mom wasn't following me in the car or anything. So I guess I could have quit somewhere along the way. But I kept going, and I didn't know about the right shoes to wear. So the shoes that I wore, I think probably threw them away at the end of it because they were useless maybe. And my feet really, really hurt. And but even in the end, I was thinking, okay, people, depending on the class that you're in or what grade you're in, you could get a prize or a medal for that. And when I was close to the end, I saw someone from my grade, and I thought, okay, maybe he's like, number 3 or something. So if I beat him, I can get a medal. So my legs, they were killing me, and but I ran as hard as I could, and he was fresh. I guess, he played soccer and I just read books, so I was not prepared for this at all. So he beat me easily, but I finished, you know? I finished. I don't know how long it took me. Obviously, I wasn't that bad because here's this kid who exercises regularly, and I came close to, I was really close to his time, whatever it was. So, but I was really, really, and I still am proud of being able to do this thing without any preparation at all. Of course, the price of it was really high because for the next 3 days, walking was a problem, and definitely walking upstairs was definitely a problem. I had to take every single stair one at a time, every single step one at a time to get up those stairs. And it's like, one foot up, next foot up, one foot up, and take my time. But I was really, and like I said, I still am proud of having been able to do that. So the pain of doing it, and even the pain that came afterwards, they weren't discouragements, they were encouragements. And yeah, pain can be your friend. So anyway, guys, wish me lucks. You can like or unlike. You can comment, subscribe, and or share. And of course, I don't prefer it, but you can do nothing. Peace.